Hi, welcome to Celebrating Culture. In this week's episode, we're going to focus on enjoying and restoring the coast of Louisiana. In particular, we're going to focus on nonprofits that are working on Lake Pontchartrain, Grand Isle, and the marshes of Louisiana. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. So this is Charles Marsala. We're down in the museum of the Lake Pontchartrain Basin Foundation. Joanne, what is the Lake Pontchartrain Basin Foundation?
The Lake Pontchartrain Basin Foundation is a nonprofit organization that was founded in response to environmental conditions that were deteriorating in our basin. Basically, as the public's independent voice, we're dedicated to restoring and preserving water quality coast and habitats of the Pontchartrain Basin. The basin is actually a 10,000 square mile watershed with a 630 square mile Lake Pontchartrain right at the center. There are over 22 different habitats, ranging all the way from woodlands in Baton Rouge all the way down to coastal marshes in the south. The basin is actually home to the largest population in Louisiana. Right now, really, water quality and coastal sustainability are the two major issues that are impacting us. In fact, in 1970, Lake Pontchartrain was put onto the impaired water bodies list, and there was no swimming in Lake Pontchartrain. There were signs all up and down the lakefront that no one could swim due to pollution, and that pollution was from wastewater sources. There was shell dredging in our lake to fill in the neighborhoods behind me, actually all of Lakeview. And also wastewater. There were wastewater problems tying in the old pipes of the city to new pipes, and also pumping oil and gas out of our lake as well. We actually got the federal government to come help us with our pipes, with our wastewater. We were able to get a moratorium on oil and gas drilling, and we were actually able to get the shell dredging stopped as well. And then in 2001, we started testing the water quality, and then 5 years later in 2006, Lake Pontchartrain has taken off the impaired water bodies list, so a huge success for us. We've been testing the water quality since 2001, and we continue to test the water quality of the lake once a week. There are 10 different locations around Lake Pontchartrain, recreational sites where we'll test water quality. We've actually broken the basin down into sub-basin pollution source tracking so that we can find out exactly where those problems are coming from and eradicate those. We're also working with green infrastructure, which is taking that water and finding a way to naturally use it beneficially for us. And then of course we have our coastal sustainability program, and the foundation of that coastal sustainability program is our multiple lines of defense strategy against hurricanes and storms. We've got an area that talks about the history of the lakefront and the lighthouse itself, and then we have a wing where we talk about how we saved our lake, and then of course how we're saving our coast. Many people don't realize how instrumental the lake was in the founding of the city of New Orleans. Actually, Bienville and Iberville founded Baton Rouge in 1699, and they realized it was too far away to be a port city. So what they decided to do is they came into the lake through Lake Maurepas, and the Native Americans showed them how they could take their ships over to Bayou St. John and actually come up that natural waterway, and then they'd walk their goods to the high ground, which of course is where they founded the city of New Orleans in 1718.
What can someone eat down here that is native to here?
Oh my goodness, you've got blue crabs, you've got shrimp, you've got all of our wonderful fish, our speckled trout, our redfish. There are so many wonderful things, including our oysters. You can't forget about our oysters as well. We do definitely have several restaurants that are within proximity to the lighthouse, within the area, walking distance and driving distance, so it's definitely a great place to come visit and stay for a while. We're in negotiations right now to sign the lease to reopen Pontchartrain Beach. In fact, you can read more about that on our website, saveourlake.org. We have our master plan for opening Pontchartrain Beach located on the website. LPBF's Canal Lighthouse is located at 8001 Lakeshore Drive in New Orleans. It's a great museum to come visit. We have tours daily, Mondays through Saturdays. There are guided tours that are offered to our visitors, and if you have a group, you're welcome to come and make a reservation for a group tour as well. We have lights on the lake. Lights on the lake as at Christmas time, there's the West End Boat Parade, so all of the boats that are right on the other side of the new Basin Canal come out and parade, and there's lights everywhere, and it's a very fun event. We definitely rely on donations from the public. You can become a member of the Lake Pontchartrain Basin Foundation as well, or even buy a gift membership. We have coastal volunteers that will actually go help us plant marsh grasses. We have beach sweep. Please come visit our gift shop in the Ed Center. We've got lots of goodies, lots of New Orleans goodies and lighthouse goodies for everyone to come and see.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I don't know. Odd News spent 5 years touring Louisiana. We've interviewed countless numbers of people. The people that make it happen, that put on Mardi Gras, the chefs, the artists, the backbone of Louisiana. We've taken those interviews and made a show called Celebrating Culture. But we've also taken those interviews and put them in a tour app, New Orleans Insider Tours. To download the apps, all you have to do is point your phone at the flow code in the camera mode. Once you have the app downloaded, you'll have access to putting together the best game plan to experience in Louisiana. You can start with Little Palermo, which is 50 points of interest on the Italian community, and then go to Statue Stories and Spirits, over 150 stops in the French Quarter and CBD. Where to dine in New Orleans, what rooftop bars give you the best view, how to see the Gulf of Mexico from the coastal towns, driving up to the Bonnie and Clyde Museum near Shreveport, or up to Vicksburg. New Orleans and Louisiana are must-see for everyone, and there's so much to see. So we hope you enjoy it, and as we say here, let the good times roll. Jay, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And you've been running the Tickfaw 200 for many years. What's it like?
Man, it's one of the events I look forward to every year. When I'm in town, I'm definitely getting ready for the Tickfaw 200 and letting all my friends know it's time to go boating again.
It's nationwide.
It is the largest poker run in, I would say, the world, but definitely in the U.S.
400 boats, maybe more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Ford from Denham Springs. We're here at the 2016 Tickfaw 200. You can't beat a better event. Weather's beautiful. I got my friends from the West Coast here, Oklahoma. We all representing.
Hey, I'm Tom Buis. I'm part of the Tickfaw 200 poker run, and we're down here with over 200 boats, and we are out here having a good time with people throughout all parts of the United States. I'm from Austin. We got people from Louisiana all the way to the Midwest, to the East Coast, to the West Coast. All get down here, get together, have a great time, put some money towards charity, put some money towards the ecosystem out here, enjoy our friends and family, and all enjoy ourselves a great weekend boating out on the Pontchartrain and on the Tickfaw River. Can't beat it. Good times.
Hi, I'm John Caparel. I'm from Southern California, specifically San Diego, California. We got a telephone call from our good friend Jeff Ford from Denham Springs to come out to South Louisiana to enjoy a little bit about the culture, a lot about the boating. We're here for the Tickfaw 200. It's one of the largest boating events in the country. This is our third year in a row. We come 1,900 miles, not because we have to, but because we want to. It's an amazing venue. All of our friends are starting to now gravitate towards South Louisiana. The food, the culture, the boating is unparalleled in America. I boat all over the country, but year in and year out, I come here first. The Cajun South Louisiana style of hospitality is very laid back, very nurturing, welcome. You feel like you're at home. And that is, in a nutshell, how I would wrap it up. It's a family home style environment.
Tickfaw 200, it's not actually a race that you win, it's a poker hand.
Absolutely. I mean, lots of boats want to show their muscle, and there's definitely people hooking up and seeing who has more acceleration or a little more top end. It's a boat show, second to none.
You got about a dozen places to stop.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about a good time. You know, it's about friends being together, boats being shiny, and boats being loud.
But understand, you're one of the best people to win a race.
Well, if it was a race, it'd be a different thing, but I'd need a sponsor to have one fast enough to run that.
So here you are outside of New Orleans in Slidell, but you're like one of the top race boat drivers in the world.
I've been very fortunate to have good equipment and good teams and lots of luck. I've won many championships.
So Jay, tell me a little bit about Crazy Charlie.
In friendly boating, Charlie is just a legend. He is the Tickfaw 200, and it's done in his memory. He loved boating and he loves people. And that's why this event took off, because you felt at home. People come from California to do this because of the hospitality the Louisiana people show them.
When you go to the Blood River Marina, that is a very eclectic place.
That's what makes him set apart from the rest. Consider him an artist when it comes to style.
We're coming to you from the Tickfaw River and the house of Paul Woods. Paul has known Charlie Albert for many years. Charlie Albert is the founder of the Tickfaw 200. He is just this wonderful personality that brought in a lot of people to build this event and get it going.
He certainly did. It was his vision, it was his passion, and I can still remember when he first would get on his boat back then when we did the shotgun starts, before it was a staggered
Which
start.
I understand was right here.
It was right here. He'd get on his boat, he'd dress like a pirate, and he'd be standing right out there with a sword. All these boats, millions of dollars of boats, millions of horsepower sitting behind him. And this guy, crazy Charlie, crazy as he could be, he dropped that thing and there they would come, all that horsepower would
So
come
you'd
by.
have like 100 boats just going down the river in a shotgun start. It's like it's the Indy 500, really.
Right, it is the Indy 500. I've seen jet engines on these boats, and you'll see that they've even gotten more coordinated now. You'll see whole swimsuit and shirts matching the boat. It's good for boating, it's good for the local economy, and I think it's really good, for people in general. They're just having a great time, and it's so few places you can go and have fun anymore, and this is one of them.
And actually, if you can't make it to Blood River, you can go to any of the bars along the Blue Crab on the South Shore. You go to Sunbuns. You can
That's
actually
right.
see this by just picking a place to go.
Or you can go to Middendorf's, and I think now over by Sunbuns, they can even take you over by water taxi there.
Absolutely. I'm with Victoria Portugal of Sunbuns. Victoria, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
What is a poker run?
So a lot of people think that the poker runs, you have to be the first to the bar to win, but it's not the case at all. You have so many stops that you have to stop at, and you get poker cards at each stop. And then you go to your last stop, which is usually who's putting on the poker run, and you just play poker and the best hand wins.
So you get a card for every stop? Is that how it
You
works?
do get a card for every stop. Can't open them, of course, till you get to your last stop. And when you're at your last stop, you play your, they'll have a dealer and you play your cards. And
So it's like an entry fee. You put up your money, then you could win a prize, but at the same time, the money raised then goes to a cause.
Correct.
It's so great to see people taking care of the water issues. There's a lot going on in Louisiana waterways.
Absolutely.
Both the coastal erosion, making sure that fish species and marine species don't go extinct. You guys are really big on the Tickfaw 200. This is where they kick it off?
Yes. We host the Powerboat Nation Party on Fridays. And that is the first day of the Tickfaw 200, the biggest day on the river. We have the biggest party ever.
This is nationwide.
Nationwide. We have people come in from California, New York, Kansas. We had people come in from Canada this year.
Boats galore. I mean, it seemed like this pier was just
football fields long. It was
unbelievable.
insane.
The helicopters even.
Yes, we had a couple helicopters fly over and take shots for us.
You have a lot of other events. You do a lot of fundraising.
Yes,
There's a check. I saw you're doing some fundraising for the water.
We do a lot of fundraising. We do 3 poker runs in the year. We have one at the beginning of the year, one around July and August. This year it's in July, and one at the end of the year. The middle one, the one in July this year, we do donate our proceeds to the Tangipahoa Parish Water Patrol.
So New Orleans has its own powerboat chapter, so to speak. I mean, the powerboat nation, these people really do a lot of social philanthropy. Take care of the water issues.
Absolutely. They take care of their own, and they definitely take care of the water out here. When Steve and Butch took over Sunbuns, they definitely revamped it and made it what it is today. I mean, they made it kid-friendly. They made it big enough so that families and plenty of boats, as you saw for Tickfaw, can come here and we can hold them. I mean, we have a beach right out front for the kids.
I also noticed you guys have great food here. Where's your brisket come from?
Our brisket comes from the barbecue station in Independence, our brisket and our pulled pork, and it is to die for.
I got to taste it, because actually you brought some out for me here.
I did.
Wow.
Really good.
What am I going to wash it down with here?
Today you're washing it down with a Cyclone. This is our 40-ounce fish bowl.
So listen, come down to Sunbuns, great staff, a lot of fun, great music, just the beach, everything you need. Brisket, shots, cyclones.
Best
What more
drinks
can
on the river.
Best drinks you can ask for. And you're raising funds for a good cause too. So cheers, Victoria.
Cheers.
Hi, we hope you've enjoyed this episode of Celebrating Culture. On News has interviewed hundreds of people and produced dozens of episodes for local broadcasting of awesome people doing great things to inspire us all. If you'd like to watch a specific interview, please visit our YouTube channel and subscribe. Hi, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. Today we're at the Audubon Zoo with Pat Mason, who helped create the Swamp exhibit. Pat, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Charles.
So Pat, we're sitting in the swamp exhibit that was an idea back in the 1970s that you helped fundraise to create. Isn't this beautiful?
I think it's absolutely beautiful. I got a call from Ron Foreman, and he had this swamp exhibit he wanted, and he wanted me to be the first development director here.
It spans a few acres.
Oh, yes, and the environmental impact, and it shows children what our world is like.
So it was actually creating a swamp when we used to take away swamps.
That's right, and Johnny Hankel said, okay, I'm asking you guys, this is to the whole legislature, to vote to give, to make a part of Uptown a swamp exhibit. Now, we spent a lot of money draining the city. No, it wouldn't be a swamp. We're going to put this back. I think this was also the first original exhibit that the zoo did.
What are the animals that are in this exhibit?
Well, we have some lovely alligators, which of course everybody loves looking at, and we have 2 bears.
I mean, it is a place to really experience Louisiana when you come in here.
Oh, it is, and to appreciate how important our environment is.
And there's even a dance hall.
Well, that's all part of Louisiana, you know.
So this is a place where actually people can have parties.
Oh, yes, it's wonderful.
Well, now the zoo has gone on. The elephant exhibit, they opened a new one a few years ago.
Yes.
They've opened a new lion exhibit.
Yes.
They now have a thing at Christmas time where they have lights throughout the Park of Endangered Species.
Right.
And we're in a different era where people are paying so much attention to endangered species. The zoo complements efforts to educate.
Of course, they give the party of all time, the zoo to do.
That party is unbelievable. And now it's grown from just a small event, but all the restaurants in New Orleans are there.
It was really fun to be part of it, especially the year that it turned some corner, and it got to be so hard to get tickets that they were scalping them. And I had people, when I'd be checking out of the grocery, saying, can't you please get me some tickets to the zoo to do? What ended up happening is the next year we expanded the place for the zoo to do.
I know my parents loved it because an elephant would be there where you could see the elephant. Well, Pat, I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Charles.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Celebrating Culture. Celebrating Culture is brought to you by Awe News. Awe News also produces New Orleans Insider Tours, which are 10 self-guided tours of New Orleans and Louisiana. To download the apps, all you have to do is point your phone at the flow code in the camera mode, and you're ready to really experience Louisiana. Hi, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. In this segment, we go down to Montague, Louisiana, and we interview Restore the Earth. Planting trees has many benefits. First, it takes the carbon out the atmosphere. Then, it provides a habitat for migratory birds. Also, it takes the fertilizer that's run off into the Mississippi River and uses it to grow better trees. That reduces the runoff into the Gulf of Mexico and reduces the size of the dead zone. And finally, it helps restore and protect the coast of Louisiana.
Today we're at Pontchartrain Wildlife Management Area. We are kicking off our 1 million acre North America's Amazon restoration here at Pontchartrain. PJ Marshall is the co-founder of Restore the Earth Foundation. She's an incredible force. I've never known anybody that works as hard as PJ. Restore the Earth Foundation was started in her and Marv's retirement, although they're far from retired. She brings people together. She gets stuff done. She gets in the mud. She's been down here for every planting.
I am PJ Marshall, and I am the Executive Director of Restore the Earth Foundation. We made history in the mud. We actually were breaking ground on restoring 1 million acres in North America's Amazon, and we're starting right here. We recognize that if we are going to address collectively environmental challenges, the social challenges actually, and the economic challenges that we have on a local, regional, national, and global basis, you've got to take action and stop talking about it. And so we are working with a number of collaborators who are very visionary thinkers to move action forward, to start addressing some of these challenges that we have. I'm a global citizen, you're a global citizen, everyone around us is a global citizen. And it's important for us to address each and every area on this globe. And each and every area makes a difference as to how healthy we are here on Earth. What we found is that none of us can do this by ourselves, and the only way we can do this is by finding a way of pulling together likely and in some cases unlikely partnerships to address these concerns and challenges that we have. And so what we found is that when we are open to working together with whether it's other not-for-profits, corporations, the public sector, when we have the ability to be a catalyst to bring those groups all together, then we can really make a difference.
I'm Natasha Tuck, and I'm the Sustainability Manager at VMware. I was here today to plant trees for Restore the Earth for this amazing project, and VMware is proud to support it. Silicon Valley is all about innovation. VMware in particular pioneered virtualization in the IT industry, and this is about innovation and doing an amazing project that takes a lot of collaboration and a huge vision. So we think there's a lot of alignment.
If you're going to do something, you need to do it with the best materials that you can have. What we did was we searched only around the country to see the best way for growing the most successful, healthy trees that were going to have an opportunity to survive in these restoration projects. And we found a gentleman in Oklahoma, it's another collaboration. We found a nursery in Louisiana. We found a composted materials source in Texas. And we pulled together an approach to, one, collect seeds in the area where we're doing restoration, successfully germinate them, and then build a really strong, robust root system that means that those trees and those grasses, once they go in the ground, are assured to be successful because they're healthy. Our visionary partners in this are Shell, Citgo, Entergy, VMware, Timberland Pro, Monsanto, and other corporations that are a business-led collaborative that are also partnering with the public sector to kick off this project. We started off in the day with volunteers from many of those corporations. We thought we were going to have 30. We ended up having 50, closer to 60 volunteers who joined us this morning to break ground on the first 1,000 trees going in the ground on this initiative. And then we were joined by members of the community and stakeholders to take the opportunity to join together and acknowledge those who had taken a step forward to make this kind of activity happen and take this initiative, kick it off, and begin a movement to restoring the full 1,000,000 acres.
Hi, we hope you've enjoyed this episode of Celebrating Culture. On News has interviewed hundreds of people and produced dozens of episodes for local broadcasting of awesome people doing great things to inspire us all. If you'd like to watch a specific interview, please visit our YouTube channel and subscribe.
Welcome to Grand Isle, Louisiana. We're here at the world's largest kayak tournament. Lecta Bourgeois is the MC of the event. She's going to fill us in a little bit what's going on.
It's called Ride the Bull.
Ride the Bull.
And this is our 6th year. We are the world's largest kayak tournament in the world. This year we broke our record. We had 766 people register. We had 733 people actually enter the tournament. So we broke our record by 1. Last year was 732. It's a catch and release. It starts at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning, and we have all 700 some odd people get out there in that pass and anchor in, cast their rod out with usually either cracked crab or mullet or some type of bait like that. And they just sit there and wait for those big, huge bull reds to come in and bite on that line. The biggest today was 35.5 pounds. So we got a lot of big fish coming in today. This is a record crowd, a record entry this year. Kayak fishing, for most people, is all about conservation and ecology and Most of us here today are big conservationists. A lot of us are members of the CCA. We catch our fish out there. A catch chase boat will come in beside you, help you with your fish. They'll tag it, put it in a tank. They'll rush it down here into the marina where it's weighed and measured and everything and tagged right here. Once they get the weight and everything, they put it right back into the tank, take it right back out, and release it right back into the water. So, I mean, we have 0 fish that are destroyed in this tournament. South Louisiana is always such a resilient place. These people, Cajun people, are known for being so resilient, but particularly here on Grand Isle, I think more so than most, because I mean we've been pounded after one storm after another, Katrina, Rita, and then you had the BP spill. Okay, this community is a tight-knit community, and we've come back in a way that actually Grand Isle is better than ever, frankly. Right after Katrina, we had a group of residents and camp owners who came together in a small little restaurant in Lafayette and wanted to do something for the community here. That was the advent of an organization called Friends of Grand Isle. We've raised a lot of money to benefit the community. We've secured grants for people that needed help, business places that were affected here on the island. We're just an active organization along with other organizations here on the island. We have a Grand Isle Community Development Team that was formed shortly after Katrina as well. They host the annual Ladies Grand Isle Fishing Rodeo every October, Columbus Day weekend. That benefits breast cancer and some of the community.
What about rising sea level and coastal erosion? Are those concerns?
Well, you know, that's always a concern here. I mean, we ground zero. You're looking at a 7-mile Long Island that might be at its widest point, 1/4 mile wide. We can already see rising water. When you come down here and you measure the storm surge for each storm, you see it just right here. I mean, you can have a rodeo here any weekend of the year, and depending on the tides, I mean, you might have water lapping over this marina right here in this pavilion area. Well, you didn't see that years ago, okay? Now today you see it. Then we got erosion that's, you know, I mean, a football field, what's the status, the statistics now? It's just, you know, we need to protect our marsh, and that's what protects us, and most importantly, the city of New Orleans. But I mean, Grand Isle is your first line of defense.
I want to thank you guys for making an awesome wildlife effort. Thanks for your time.
Well, thanks so much. We invite everybody to come on down.
Hi, we hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of Celebrating Culture, and we hope you're inspired to volunteer or attend events that support Louisiana's coastal culture. Did you ever do any of the rides there?
I did. I remember
was your favorite?
Oh gosh, let's see. I think I love the Raging Cajun and the Zephyr, and there were so many different things. Of course, I was little, so I remember that kiddie car wash. So people around my age probably remember that.
The Wild Mouse?
I don't know about that. I don't remember that. I do remember the jungle ride. I enjoyed that. I can remember doing that a couple of times.
If I get a hand, if I have 7 points in that hand and I win it, I think I met Jesus, because I have never won a single thing in my life.
You know, and for the ending, I'm going to do the shot.
Nicely done.
Dang, that's good. And Paul, I want to thank you for being on the show and tell us a lot about Charlie Albert.
That's right, Charlie. Charlie Albert and Charlie Masala.